everybody, good afternoon, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 818. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, Durham's online community paper. Check it out at durhamskywriter.com. Now with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and then invite you to click on the link that I provide on the Facebook side and join me on camera, as 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 Langley already has. So let me get through these announcements because I want you to meet him if you haven't already and hear about this wonderful program. So let's get started. Let's see. I'm going to start out on the WORD page. That is the government and nonprofit information page. I'm just going to mention casually that there are city and county programs that are very helpful to you. Check them out at your convenience. For example, if you're behind in your rent because of COVID affected your job, or if you've fallen behind your water bill, the city might be able to help you out up to, I think, $140 worth of help. So anyway, check it out at your convenience, and I welcome you to do that. Now, I will also tell you that the Durham Technical Community College has a small business center with free webinars online, very, very helpful, wonderful seminars. And I went ahead and listed some from across the state because I can. They're all online and they're all free. So definitely check them out. Let's see what's on the docket for today. Okay, let's see. This one starts at 2 o'clock. How to start an internet business. That sounds really basic. That's a good one. 2 until 4. Also today, later on, from 5 until 7, web design fundamentals. That's a good one. Also today, from 6:30 until 8:30, getting your business on Facebook. That's a real good one right there. These are all free, so sign up in advance and then check them out. Okay, let's see. Oh, let me scroll down to it. The Out South, I should say the Carolina Theaters, Out South Queer Film Festival continues through tomorrow. So it's too late to pay the one-time fee. So per film is $12. So go ahead, go online, click on the link that I provide, and read the titles and then the film descriptions and attend the ones online, of course, that you'd like to see. All righty. Also, Western Auction is still auctioning off Northgate Mall bit by bit. So the next auction is going to be on the 31st. And I think that's on a Tuesday. So go ahead and look at the items that are up for grabs, so to speak. You can put in your bid now. The auction itself is going to be Tuesday the 31st, but you can actually put in your bids in advance. Also knowing that on the same day, earlier in the day, you can go to Northgate Mall if you sign in and then see the items in person, see what shape they're in, etc. Okay, now let's go to the school tools page. I'm just going to give you a teaser because 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 is here, so I won't describe this in detail. I'm just going to mention that there is a wonderful program, an online program for young men of color in grades 6 to 12 called the Young Men of Excellence Program. That's all I'm going to say because I'm bringing on 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 in a few minutes. So I'm just going to leave you hanging. Let's now go to the health page, to your health. And I will mention, of course, that I have your COVID test and vaccine updates, including not all, but many of the various places that you can go to get free vaccines. It's very easy for us here in Durham County, and I really appreciate all the places that have stepped up to offer the vaccines for free, including the Department of Public Health downtown, where you can just stroll in off the cuff, no appointment needed, from 9 to 4, and just get a vaccine without an appointment. Same as the Lincoln Community Health Center, any weekday, 9 to 11 or 1 to 4, just stroll in and get a vaccine. Also know that 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 Pharmacy, they make house calls. They're the only ones I know who do this. So if you have someone in your household who's elderly or just disabled or whatever, can't make it into a pharmacy or store to get the vaccine, 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 Pharmacy will come to your rescue. They make house calls. So check that out. Okay, let's see what else is on the health page. Let's see where OptumServe is today, because they've been contracted by the state to give free COVID tests. So what's today? Wednesday? Wait. It's hard to tell. It's Wednesday. When you work from home, all the days are pretty much the same. Okay, they are at El Centro Hispano until 6, drive-through service available. They're also at Oldham Towers until 4:30. Okay, let's see. Is that it for the health? Oh, there's a blood drive. The American Red Cross has a blood drive. Let's see. So today, they're at the Searle Conference Center, the Seeley G. Mudd building on Duke's West campus until 3 o'clock. They've already started, so until 3. Also, the VA, they're having a blood drive there, and they're already there, and they will be there until 2:30. And then tomorrow, starting at noon, they will be at Kings Park International Church. Okay, that is it. Let's click on the big blue button. Bear with me, DeWarren. You know, there's a lot happening in Durham. You know what a hip city Durham is. So just bear with me. So I'm going to click on the big blue button at the top of the health page to see if there's some meetings that we need to know about. Let's see. It's the 18th. Let's see what's on the calendar real quick. Going on right now, the Daughters Concerned for Aging Relatives Support Group. They're meeting until 1:30. You might be able to tiptoe in late if you're able to very quickly sign up. So they have this once a month, and you don't literally have to be a daughter, but just someone caring for someone in your household who's elderly with dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever. Okay, the Metastatic Cancer Support Group for Women will be meeting online from 3 until 4:30. This is a Duke Cancer Patient Support Program. Okay, also from 4 until 6, another Duke program. The Blood and Marrow Transplant Survivorship Support Group will be meeting from 4 until 6 online, so go ahead and sign up. And then one more, the Gender Affirming Vocal Skills Group. They will be meeting online from 7 until 8. And this is a non-judgmental group for people who, for example, they might be transgender, working on the development of their voice to make it more presentable or at least sound the way they want it to sound. So they can try out their voice skills tonight from 7 until 8. This is a free program. All of these are free, of course. All righty, very quickly, we're going to the sports page, Sport and Life. And let's see. The PAL program, esports, is today. PAL Esports is the Police Athletic League. They have this esports program run by Jatovi McDuffie from the Durham Bulls. And this is so fun, where young people, usually ages 5 to 18, I'm making air quotes because Jatovi says everybody shows up. Basically, you can play with or against, rather, the police and in a fun way. So the games are all free to download. For example, Among Us, Rocket League, Roblox, and other games. They can be played on any, console, any computer, tablet, phone, whatever. So it's very easy to join. Of course, it's free. So sign up as quickly as possible because they start at 2 this afternoon. They do this every Wednesday. Okay, is that it for the sports page? Oh, there's something going on at the ballpark. Bark in the Park is tonight. So let's see. Bark in the Park is where you can, I don't know why you'd want to do this, but some people are really good friends with their dogs and they want their dogs to go see the Durham Bulls baseball game tonight. So you can do that with Bark in the Park. It's from 5 until 8. Should be really fun. As the Durham Bulls take on the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Okay. No comments on the name. That's a clever, cute little name. But okay, sounds like a really dangerous team. But anyway, I shouldn't say that because they might end up trouncing the Bulls. So let's pull for the Bulls as they play the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp tonight. Take your dog to the ballpark. Now you have to buy a ticket for your dog. It's cheap. But basically, this is actually a fundraiser for the Second Chance Pet Adoption Program. That's where the funds will go to. Okay, now very quickly, the last page that we will be visiting is the Let's Go page. So let me scroll down to August 18th. Scrolling, I had it set up and it reset on me. There it is. It's Wednesday. That means it's the Wednesday Durham Farmers Market. That's from 3 until 6. Always fun. Keep in mind that if you're airing out your kids, you know how they run across the street back and forth on Saturdays to play on the playground. Just keep in mind that Foster Street will not be shut off like it usually is for the Saturday Farmers Market. Be very careful. Be mindful of the kiddies because, again, the traffic will be going at their normal speed down Foster. Park for free above the park at Measurement Incorporated on Morris. All right. And did I tell you the time? I hope I did. From 3 until 6. Durham Central Park. New Visions of Africa restaurant will be giving away free meals from 3 until 6. They are next door to W.D. Hill on Fayetteville Street. And Kings Park International Church on Odyssey Drive. They have their food pantry and clothing closet. So you get groceries. And for example, if you're going on a job interview and you're worried about your wardrobe, or if you just got a job and you don't have good office attire or whatever, check out the clothing closet from 5 until 6. Don't Waste Durham, and shout out to Crystal. I'm wearing their shirt today. Okay, Don't Waste Durham. They're having their meeting tonight, their public meeting online from 6:30 until 7:30. This is where you can share your ideas about reducing consumer waste through recycling and, more important, reuse. Online today, 6:30 until 7:30. Okay, I mentioned Bark in the Park already. This is interesting if you love to sing. The Duke Chapel Choir. Bear with me, Dorn. I'm so sorry. Okay. The Duke Chapel Choir. They're having their open rehearsal this evening, open to the public from 6 until 7:30 at Duke Chapel. This is for Duke students, faculty, staff, and members of the public who love to sing. You can pick up the music at the door. It's free because it is a rehearsal. If you don't want to sing, you just want to enjoy the beautiful music, you can do that. Just sit around and listen. This is going to be, again, from 6 to 7:30 at the chapel. Here's the thing. You have to wear a mask. Even if you're singing, you must wear a mask. You might say, well, my voice will be muffled. Well, your voice will be muffled then, but you must wear a mask. That's it. Okay. Last but not least, two more things. Marva's Fun is having her online Stay Well virtual line dance class from 7 until 8. It's free and it's on Zoom. Also, Brett's open mic is tonight, 7 until 10 at the Blue Note Grill. Lots of fun, lots of music. Admission is $5. You can watch from Facebook if you like, and maybe donate the $5 to the musicians. Up to you. Let's see if there's anything tomorrow morning. Okay, nothing tomorrow morning. Very quickly, the weather. It is 84 and cloudy as I look at the beautiful sun outside. Anyway, it's going up to 88, supposed to be partly sunny. Yes, partly sunny right now. I don't see any clouds in the sky. It's beautiful out. It's going up to 88. Tomorrow it's going to be 91 and fully sunny. And with that, let me go back to my school tools page because I'm about to bring on, let me give him the proper introduction. DeWarren Langley is the executive director of the Charles Hamilton Houston Foundation's Young Men of Excellence program. So anyway, let's talk about that program because I think it starts this Saturday. Let's bring him on for sure. DeWarren, how are you?
Wonderful. And yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm so happy you could join me. And I shouldn't apologize, really. It's just that Durham has a lot going on. And I appreciate your sitting so patiently, knowing that as executive director of the Charles Hamilton Houston Foundation, that you're super busy. So again, thank you.
Not a problem at all.
So tell us about this program that starts on Saturday, right? It's an online program for young men of color, grades 6 to 12, right?
Yes. So we're actually having an information session on Saturday Saturday, August 21st from 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. on Zoom. And the reason why we're doing this virtually is because of the evolving nature of COVID. We are firm believers in the academic and professional development for boys of color. However, we want to do it in a safe
Mhm.
and healthy manner, which is why we will be conducting our program virtually. Last year, we conducted the program completely virtually, having
Mhm.
49 young boys of color participate, and we're looking to grow that number to 75 this year.
Ooh,
Thankfully, through some generous support of donations and grants that we've received that will allow us to increase our capacity.
nice.
And so
So
the
the way
Young
this,
Excellence Program is
oh, go
a
ahead.
pre-college readiness and career exploration program designed to motivate and guide boys of color in grades 6 through 12 to explore their interests and passions. And our program works with each student to build confidence and skills to develop a plan to pursue the career of their dreams and close the opportunity and workforce readiness gaps to expand career pathways and economic opportunities.
Nice. Now the way it works with it being online, correct me if I got the information wrong. So you're going to meet on certain days online. So what I have here is on first and third Saturdays from 10 to noon, career competency workshops.
Yes, and those workshops, so we have what is called the College and Career Academy, which consists of three components: our career competency workshops, which are held on the first and third Saturdays, and they
Mhm.
facilitate the attainment and demonstration of key career readiness competencies. And those competencies were derived from the National Association of Colleges and Employers, and those are the competencies that we designed our engaging workshops and assignments to our students along so that they begin to develop those skills and critical career readiness competencies. Because according to Durham Public Schools, as well as statewide data, boys of color have they have the least academic as well as career readiness competency among any demographic in our school systems. And so we're
Mhm.
working to combat that through this program. We also provide academic tutorial sessions, which help students with strategies, homework, projects, and or
Nice.
subject matter concepts to facilitate clarity, understanding, and retention of academic information to ensure their success. And those will be held on the second and fourth Saturdays from 10 to 12. And then we'll be
Nice.
having our career conversations on the second and fourth Thursday of the month from 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. And those career conference conversations are interactive and engaging dialogue with professional men of color for for our boys to have an opportunity to listen to the lived experience of men who've been successful, to understand how to prepare for specific careers and strategies on the education skills, experiences, and networks necessary for career
Mhm.
planning, development, and management decision making.
Nice. Boy. So obviously people are going to hear this or watch this and they might say, I'd like to sign up I want to say kid, my son or nephew or whatever for this.
Mhm.
So how do they do it?
So they can attend the information session we'll have on Saturday, August the 21st, or they can complete our interest form, which we will then, after we receive, and any student that is interested, the parent has to complete the interest form, even if they attend the session on Saturday. And upon completion of the interest form is when we'll follow up with next steps. And that those next steps is to ensure that the parent and the student understand what is required of them participating in this program. We know that our program is very rigorous and it requires a substantial commitment, and we want to make sure that our program is a fit for the needs of the students that enroll, because it's
Okay.
critically important for the boys who participate to actively, consistently, and intentionally engage in the activities that we're planning, because all of them are designed to help them better understand what they want to do professionally, develop
Mhm.
those important skills, and support them along their journey so that they can attain the objectives that they have for themselves. And we also have a new component that we just started last year called career compensation, which is monetary incentive students earn for demonstrating career readiness skills from the
Okay.
workshops and competitions, the contests, We do Kahoot quizzes and other assignments. And in order for them to redeem the money that they earn throughout the year, they have to attend at least 85% of our sessions to redeem the full amount. Last year, we had a student earn $205 participating in the program.
Okay, nice, very nice. I
So
have
they
two
get to
questions.
learn and earn at the same time.
Okay, I love it. Learn and earn. I got two questions if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
So I do know sometimes kids get off on a kind of a slow start, or sometimes they catch on a little later and they get serious maybe a little later. So do the students who participate in your program already have to be the top students, or can they be sort of just now getting serious, but they don't have the best grades just yet?
So in order to enroll, we don't do an assessment based on grades or recommendations. What we require our students to do is to complete a career plan. That is a specific assignment that we provide to students who are interested, and we give them a week to complete the plan based on the instructions that we provide to them. And it's an opportunity for us to really get to know the student, what they've accomplished so far, what they're looking to accomplish, areas that they would like support and to grow. And we use that plan to inform our programming while also being intentional about how we support that student. So this program is not about whether the student is a 3.0 or a top student in their class.
Okay.
It's whether they want to engage in a program that's going to help them explore college, but also explore different career paths, but also prepare for college or any other post-secondary pathway that they may choose. We've had students, although this program is very young, we have had a student who graduated from high school. He didn't participate in the Young Men of Excellence program, but he did connect with us after he had graduated from Southern School of Engineering. He completed the electrical line technician program at Durham Tech, which is a free 10-week.
Yeah, I remember that program. Yeah.
And now he's doing exceptionally well in a career path that he enjoys. So we really are intentional about understanding what our students are looking to achieve, and we provide them with the necessary support in order to achieve those goals.
Awesome. Now, this is out of the purview of your program, so I probably shouldn't ask it, but I'm going to ask it anyway, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
I used to know this gentleman back home, home being Chicago, R.I.P. Philip Jackson. He was a wonderful person. Anyway, he used to run this program called Black Star. Mm-hmm. And he realized that we worked really hard to get the Black kids into college, but he realized, looking at the statistics and whatnot, that young Black men in college, I won't tell you the percentage because it might be different now. This was years ago. I haven't lived in Chicago for 20 years. But at the time, it was a very, very, very high percentage of young Black males wouldn't complete college, would drop out, sometimes right away, because the college experience was so challenging and different from what they were used to. They also hadn't really learned how to, not just to prepare for college, but once you get to college, how to really study and really, because it's hard very often, especially if you're Black, isolating work. And so they developed like study groups, because I haven't been to law school, but apparently in law school, the students study together and quiz each other so they can get through their classes. But they set up similar programs for the young Black males in college because, again, it's so isolating that very often they get discouraged and quit. I don't know if you can address that at all, if that's a future goal of your program, or at least to work with somebody who's doing that.
Well, that's not actually a future goal of our program. That is a current operational component of our program. We initially were working solely with college students, helping them design their college experience in a way that prepared them for the competitive workforce. And in working with college students, young men of color, we realized that oftentimes having that conversation about career direction, career management once a student gets to college is not early enough, because students need to enter college with a clear understanding of why they're going to college, what it is they want to do, and how they need to design their college experience that will best equip them with the skills and competitive edge that they will need for career success and economic stability and mobility. And that's why we have our career pathway program. This year, we had 3 of our students who had been with the Young Men of Excellence program started in fall of 2019 in partnership with North Carolina Central University School of Law. And this year, we had 3 of our students who've been with us since the program started to graduate. All 3 are going to college. All 3 received scholarships, and they had the option of continuing in our career pathway program, and all of them opted to continue to receive support and guidance and workshops and mentorship that will help them facilitate and navigate their college experience to ensure that they are prepared for and enter the competitive and evolving global market with confidence and competence. So we're already doing that work, and we also understand that every pathway for every young man may be different. And so we work intentionally and individually. Although a lot of the work we do is in a group setting, we do have those individual conversations to best understand what our boys and our young men are looking to accomplish, to help them evaluate what is the best option and direction for them. Because that pathway, in the instance of one of our students who is now an electrical line technician, that pathway didn't require a 4-year college degree, but he did go to college. He went to Durham Technical Community College. Nice. And I remind my students all the time, a community college and a certification program is an acceptable pathway if it fits what it is that you're looking to do. So it's really about having those individual conversations to really understand what our students are looking to accomplish and providing that necessary support and guidance as they're working to navigate their path and their journey.
Wonderful. And some parents actually have their kids go to community colleges to get their first 2 years in of college, because they can save an untold amount of money by going to a community college for the first 2 years and then getting to your major with one of the large 4-year or larger 4-year colleges. So that's another way to do it. That's another way to do it.
And so we're very intentional about working with our students to help them evaluate career pathways and understand what is required in terms of education and skill to be successful in that career pathway. And that's why we have our career conversations. That's why we do our career competency workshops. It's so that they can have that exposure and begin having the evaluative thought process to determine what is the path that's going to be best for me. And so that's what we work with our students to support, is identifying and supporting them in the path that works best for them.
That is so great, 𝗕𝗏📏. I am so glad you're doing this. I'm also so glad that you're on Bull City Hangout so that I could help you promote this, because I think this sounds astonishingly good.
And the best part of both of our, with our Young Men of Excellence program and our Career Pathway program, these are free services to these students. They pay absolutely
nothing. You can even mention that it's free
to participate. And so any student that decides to engage, they are welcome. We encourage them to apply and to join so that we can support them as they define and achieve their desired level of career success.
Beautiful. Again, 𝗕𝗏📏, let's stay in touch, because I want to keep up with this program. What I think would be really fun, I don't know if you would think this would be fun, but it would be really cool, I think, to interview a few of the young students, because I'm using StreamYard, which means 10 of us can be on camera at the same time. So maybe your college.
Wonderful. So I would definitely reach out. We also, another component of our program is that we have a young leaders team, which represents an advisory body of our students that represent the student voices in the program as we plan and design the way that we conduct workshops and the activities that we do. And one of the most often feedbacks that we get is that, Mr. 𝗕𝗏📏, we don't do a lot of fun stuff. And so, although it's engaging and it's very rigorous, there are times that we incorporate
That is
more
fun.
fun activities. We had planned on going to Frankie's from Park, but due to
Yeah.
the rise in COVID numbers, that's something that we've had to postpone. But we're looking
Yeah.
forward to the day where we can return to doing things in person. But right
Mhm.
now, our primary focus is ensuring that we close the academic and opportunity gaps, reduce the learning loss, and continue
Mhm.
to support boys who would like this support to ensure that they are exploring the options that are available to them and equipping themselves with the knowledge and tools to be successful. So I look forward to continuing this conversation, having a few of our students to come on and share their experience, and continuing to support the great work that you're doing and
Oh,
informing
thank
our
you.
community of all the wonderful resources that are available. So thank you so very much for this
All
invitation,
right.
the informative work that you do.
Thank you so much, DeWarren. And I will talk to you real soon.
All right. Well, you
Thank
enjoy
you
the
so
rest of
much.
your day, and thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Take care, DeWarren.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. And Guy, our cook, is here. So let's see what's happening with Guy. Let's bring him on. Let me, boom. Guy, our cook, what's new out there in Washington State?
I was going to ask, you already left, DeWarren left, but is his program available online? Like, can I have a kid in Portland, Oregon go and look at the planning of his career path online, or is it only face
That's
to
a good
face?
question. It really is, I
Next
think,
time you
just for
hook up,
Durhamites.
yeah.
But DeWarren, he's actually still sitting there. If you wanted to come on camera and answer that question,
Yeah. How much of it is
give me a
available
thumbs
on
up
the internet?
if you have time to do that. He does have time. Let's bring him on.
Oh, okay.
All righty.
Okay. Now,
Okay,
what was that
DeWarren.
question?
The question is this available online? Is the career path program, is it something they can fill out the application online or do a face-to-face online? Or is it only they got to walk in?
No, this is currently the entire process is virtual. So when we have them do the career plan, that is something that they do virtually. They complete it, they send it to us via email, and then we schedule a Zoom where they can present the plan.
Okay. So then
Now, mind you, DeWarren, Guy is in Washington State. So
are you asking, is the program offered to students outside of Durham?
No, I'm asking if it's available online. I realize it's just Durham. I'm just a spectator sitting in the bleacher seats. And I said,
Guy,
if
this
this
is
is
totally
available
online
on the internet, it should be. Because I think it's a great idea.
Yes, our programming is virtual.
Okay, then in the private chat, send Pat the link that people need to go to so she can put it into the comments on this recording.
I'll put it in the comments later. It is on the School Tools page in my article.
Okay.
In the Durham Skywriter.
Well, I got here in the 7th inning. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all. But isn't it an exciting program, though, Guy? I mean,
that's a great idea. Great idea. I can think of any kid that's going to college that doesn't have a plan. They just said, well, mom said I have to go to college, so I'm going.
Exactly.
And so you're there and you're basically in a high school with ashtrays. That's what we used to call a community college. And the failure rate, and speaking as a personal fail, I didn't graduate. I partied off and blew it away and didn't recognize it as a potential. My younger brother, my passed away younger brother, he went to community college, like you were saying, Pat, for 2 years to save money. And then he finished his accounting. This kid, he was brilliant. He knew he was going to be a certified public accountant when he was in high school. Okay. So talking about having a career path and a plan, he had it all laid out. I got to take this and this and this. And he did the deed.
The only thing that worries me, DeWarren, I shouldn't say, well, again, I'm from Chicago. Okay.
Right.
So very often, now we're talking about young men of color, and a lot of people assume low income, but I am talking about the low income young men of color in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Very often when you talk about jobs, or when because I was part of the Black Star program, very often the poor kids, the only thing they knew when it came to jobs was, of course, what they see, which is stuff on TV, sports, and retail. And I would ask each kid in the class, what they liked, what they were good at. And for example, a lot of kids, before they're discouraged by other kids, they love math, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And I interviewed, that's actually why I started the on the job page of the Durham Skywriter. Back then, Southside Scoop, because I wanted kids to see the different jobs out there. For example, a kid who liked sports and math, I told him you could be a statistician for the games on TV. Because when you're watching baseball, they'll say, yes, his earned run average was 3.0 and his times at bat and all these different statistics.
Yeah.
And where do they get those from? They get them from the people who crunch the numbers and keep up with all that stuff.
That was my job once. And when my first wife was playing softball, I was the guy that had the little notebook, and you wrote down, well, she made it to second base, or she got thrown out.
I knew a guy who did that too.
Yeah.
He worked for the Cubs, and Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, I was pre-digital. Everything was by hand.
Yeah, they used to do that. They used to hire people to keep the scoreboard, what do you call it, data or whatever?
The stats. We keep the statistics,
But my concern, and not just low income, some middle income kids, they don't get to find out what's happening in the working world either. And many kids just in general are unable to pair their skills or interests with what the market is looking for. And that can be that kind of frustrates me, and I guess a lot of adults. How do the kids get to find out what's out here?
And that is what we work with the students in doing. There's a tool that the North Carolina Department of Commerce has called Reality Check, which allows us folks to estimate the income necessary to support their desired lifestyle. And then in addition to that, the tool tells them about different careers that exist in North Carolina that would allow them to have the lifestyle based on the amount of money they would need to earn. And so there are a number of resources and tools out here to help people, boys of color identify what it is that they want to do. The other component of that is supporting them as they navigate their journey. And that's what we do that I think really makes the difference, is walking with them navigate their process.
That's
so
cool.
It's providing that support, being thought partners and helping them evaluate the options and decisions that they must make. And so helping them evaluate, the consequences, both good and bad, of the potential direction that they can go in, and helping them to make the decision that works best for them.
Yeah, keep the hurdles low that they got to jump over. That makes sense.
Yeah. When I was a little kid, I had an obsession with maps. I used to draw maps all the time, like from my house to the store, from my house to the church, a map of the community. And then when I was able to ride out of the community on my bike, I would go downtown and go to the American Express office, because back then, and also the gas stations, you could pick up free maps. And I would go home with armfuls of maps and look at the maps. And even now, when I go somewhere, I always make sure I get a map. I wish I had known as a kid that somebody made those maps and that there was a job involved with that. I think, what do they call them, cartographers or something?
Right.
If I had been able to put that together, I might have become a map data person or something. I mean, it's so interesting to learn about these jobs. Of course, I learned about cartography way late. Not that it would have changed my life that much. Maybe I wouldn't have liked it. But I think it's interesting to talk to kids about what they like. Because sometimes you do best at what you like.
I think when they're evaluating a potential student or participant in the program, they probably look at the things they like to do as being the yardstick they measure on the path that they can suggest. Like when I found out back in, gosh, a long time ago, I was looking at a computer in a store and I said, if I learn how to do one of these, I won't be a ditch digger, because I was a high school graduate. I didn't have a college degree,
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at it and I'm going, that technology just might catch on. They wouldn't have this on the top shelf in the store at eye level. So I should learn how to do these web page thingies. That's what, back in the 90s, they came out and the National Science Foundation said, well, we're not going to fund this internet stuff anymore. Back then it was ARPANET. And so it's going to go commercial. I said, commercial? Hey. And so that's, kind of not blowing my own horn. Well, maybe it is a little bit, but
I started out the same way.
I said, hey, this is going to catch on. This is not going to be a fad. This is not going to be the Frisbee championships. This is going to be an every year ongoing continual thing. That's why I asked DeWarren if it's online, because if it isn't that way, make it that way, because that's what kids are doing now. I mean, there's the generation of kids now that grew up with the internet. That's all they know.
Totally. I started the same way. I mean, back in the 80s, I worked at an engineering firm. I was a proofreader, reading specs. And it just so happened that Xerox, the company that Apple borrowed their technology from, used Sargent and Lundy, the firm I worked at, as a test space for their GUI computer. Oh, wow. Which was the prototype of what later, after Apple borrowed the technology, which became the Mac computer. And I saw something there and I was like, okay. So in '89, I was the first person I ever knew to buy a computer. I started doing newsletters for local nonprofits in Chicago. And then I realized, I should do a newspaper for my community. That would be cool. And that's what I did. And here I am.
My first
find something you like and get into it.
My first computer use was more bizarre than that. I bowled in a league. And I was the secretary for the league, and you have to write down everybody's score and their average and so forth by hand every week. And I said, if I could make this digital, I could do it just once and just have to put in the scores, and then it would automatically do the rest of it. And so I learned. And DeWarren's going to sign off, so be quiet.
Well, I really hope that you have similar conversations with your young folks, DeWarren, because that's how the ideas start, when they start hearing, okay, when you see opportunities.
Absolutely.
Because actually, I have learned more. Actually, I have to tell you, if it weren't for the fact that here's how I really got interested in computers and whatnot. I was actually a proofreader, but I would always walk past the graphic arts department like this. Now and if I didn't have anything to do, I go down the hall again, and I'd be looking in the art. And finally, the boss, he said, "I'm going to put you to work." I said, "Oh, good," because I had a lot of free time. Yeah. So I learned keyline and paste stuff, which is outmoded, but that's a lot of work that's been automated. So he put me to, then I became the liaison between the proofreaders and the graphics department. And that was the department that had the computer. So I saw all kinds of stuff. Also, I learned so many different skills, because I would walk by, like I said, I was a proofreader. We had a lot of downtime. I would just walk past different divisions and just, like real slow. Again, get invited in. I learned about, I won't go on and on because I want to bore DeWarren or Guy, but I'll just say by volunteering, that's when you learn so much. And I do hope, DeWarren, that you also encourage kids to get into things, and you don't have to get paid for everything. I've seen people graduate from being a volunteer to becoming a full-time employee at whatever company, you know?
Yep. Yeah, we have student interns in the Route 6 program, and that's what they do. They follow what they like doing, and if it's a fit, you know, if they're like a cartographer, they do maps, and we have a section that needs mapping made. Bazinga, we just fire them up.
Nice. The world is, I mean, especially for the kids nowadays, I have to say, Dwarren, to me, oh, he disappeared. Oh, no.
He said he was going to log off, and I think he said, you know what?
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, I didn't realize. But anyway, I know he's busy. He's an executive director after all. But I was just going to say, follow what you like, at least for now, because to me, the world is humongous.
Yeah,
much
do what
bigger
you like, and then you're not
for
going to
today's
work.
kids than it was for me. Also, there was a racial component back in my day. I don't even think it probably matters to people who are prejudiced, but for those who aren't prejudiced, I think the world can be opened to just about anyone nowadays. So I'm just saying.
Well, I didn't know Dwarren was going to be here. Okay, so the reason that Guy Cook popped in is I wanted to reveal a wow I did with Canva this morning.
Oh, Canva. I love Canva.
I saw this website, and it was talking about work in the future. You know, how we're going to have to do more things like this, like StreamYard and so forth. And I said, you know, this would be a great infographic. I could put it on a Pinterest, and then people could click on the link and read it, blah, blah, blah. So when I saved the image, Pinterest came back and says, oh, no, to fit on Pinterest, it needs to be 1,000 pixels wide, 1,500 tall. And I went, gosh, how am I going to do that? And then the light came on and said, oh, I can resize it in Canva. Maybe, you know,
of course.
I'm thinking in numbers, right?
Yeah.
So I popped it into Canva, uploaded it, went to the resize options, and right there spelled out in words, not in dimensions. You want to make this a Pinterest pin?
Oh yeah, I do that for YouTube all the time. Instagram.
Yeah, I didn't know that would do that. And
they have preset templates and
I know they have preset for YouTube thumbnails and so forth, but I'd never
for all
done
the social media.
Yeah, I've never done one for Pinterest, so that was my share.
Yeah,
and then not to be political, but I read on Reddit this morning. The vice president of Afghanistan, not the president, the vice president, and his troops took back one of the major cities that the Taliban took down.
Oh.
So I don't know. It wasn't on the morning.
I had pretty much thrown up my hands on. Okay.
So
wow. Who knows?
But anyway,
who knows what's going to happen? So
yeah.
Well, this morning I've actually been watching replays of conversations with Mike Lindell. I've been so fascinated about Mike Lindell's Pillow Guys cyber symposium where he was going
Mike
to
Lindell.
show
Yeah.
all the proof that the election was stolen.
Oh my God.
Look up Hal Sparks on YouTube. I think it's his latest video. Hal Sparks is, well, some people who follow Disney Channel know that he was one of the star actors of, I think, Lab Rats, one of their sitcoms.
Right.
But he's actually started out as a stand-up comedian. So now that he's not on Disney, he grew his hair back out and is now doing YouTube videos. But his video today, you might not want to sit and watch because it goes on and on and on. I was listening while I was working on my computer, but the My Pillow guys explanations as to what happened with the cyber symposium had me crying. It was so funny.
Speaking of funny,
it's like a critique. And
speaking of funny, did you hear about that in the state of North Carolina, they're going to lay off and fire all the construction workers? You know, all the guys out there on the highway?
No. What?
Yeah, well, big news. They invented a shovel that can stand up by itself. But don't. It was a joke. You know how they always criticize and they say the guys are leaning on the shovel, they're not doing anything when you drive down the road.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
But I
that's
actually
the
saw
dump.
I saw a video once. This was not in Durham. It
Yeah.
was in, I don't even know what city or state it was.
Right.
But there are a couple of workers with the, you know, those glow
Yeah.
in the dark
Protective
vests.
color vest. Yeah.
They were sitting in a city vehicle. They're both like this.
Asleep. Yeah.
And the cameraman walked up on them and knocked on the door, and they were like, oh. It was so funny because they were supposed to have been working.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was their boss, a co-worker, or just a random
They might have been on break
person
though.
with
You
a
know,
smartphone.
you know.
No, the guy was making the comment. He was like,
Okay.
no, these guys are supposed to be working right now. So, well, the way they woke up, you could tell that they were in the wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they were
That
like,
happens.
anyway, I'm going to get back to work. I have so much that I need to update. And I want to just, even though Dwarren's not there, and I missed his private message. You saw it, but I didn't, that he was going to log off. So I'm going to write to him.
It's in the chat. I'm going to
in the private chat. Yeah, I missed that. So I'm going to thank him and also ask people to go ahead and share this out because this was a very useful show today. I hope every show is useful. But this program, the Young Men of Excellence, yeah, that's going to help a lot.
Put the link in.
Young
That's
folks.
going to be the
for
really
sure,
the proof of the pudding, because I'm sure they've got a landing page. You know.
Well, yeah,
thank
they
you
do.
for checking out this and et
Oh
cetera,
yeah,
et cetera.
and it's on the school page, of course, the Durham Skywriter. So,
Okay.
Guy, I'm going to mosey on. Thanks again for dropping in, asking great questions.
Well,
So,
it's sort of like getting there in the seventh inning sometimes, and I
oh
miss
yeah.
a lot of
What's the temperature? Is it 100?
Oh no,
Washington
we're back.
State
We're
still?
out of the triple digits.
Back to normal.
I was sitting out in the backyard last night, going, God, I could do some more of this. Yeah,
Nice.
the highs are like the maximum hottest it gets is like 80 something.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So if you're sitting in the shade in 80 something, that's very doable. I got the back porch cleaned off and ready to load up.
We've
when I
gotten a
say
bit of a
load up,
respite.
I mean all the stuff I'm going to donate away and say, get this out of here. It's gone.
Yeah. Okay. So we've been getting a respite. Tomorrow's going to be 91. I hope it doesn't rain on Friday because I'm supposed to DJ at the bus station on Friday, but it looks like we're going to get rain on Friday, but I hope not. So we'll see.
Is the area that you're in at the bus station, is it covered? Is it indoors? Or
yeah, but I have to get my equipment. I mean, nobody wants to get drenched from the car to the gig, you know?
Yeah.
Especially with electronic equipment.
Well, that's from that. There's some tropical storm. Was it Fred? Something.
What a silly name for a storm. I know.
They're running out of names. You know, there's been so darn many names.
Well, they don't all have to be English names. There's so many names in other languages.
Well, they're probably going to have to go in. They're going to have to get the you know, like there's the baby name book. There's going to be the storm name book that's going to come out.
Or just
We've named 35 storms this name, and they've all been nasty, like Katrina. They're not going to use that name again
Katrina
ever.
Sounds like a streetwise kind of name. But there, like I said, there's other names: Demetrius, Dijavon.
Well, multiple syllable storm names. That's
Kenji.
an interesting thought.
You know, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they should let Black people name these storms. You can come up with some names. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hurricane. Actually, I had an aunt or great aunt or great aunt named 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. That's a name.
Yes.
You can come up with some names.
But getting back to the truth of it, now for all the listeners that are out there just watching this, remember a minute ago when she said, I got to take off, I got to get busy and I got a bunch of updates.
Yeah, I do have to go.
Now
go
we're
ahead.
naming storms. Now we're naming storms.
So let a girl have
day.
a couple of minutes of fun. Come on.
Exactly. Well, speaking of fun, you know why you don't tell secrets in the cornfield?
I know why. Because they're all ears.
Yep. Too many ears. Okay. Have fun.
I'm putting that on the kids page. I'm going to put that on the kids page.
All righty. Take care.
Thanks, Guy. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Fine. I'm going to go. I'm going to respect your time. I'm going to go. Let's see. It's going up to 88. It's 86 already. It's going to be, let's see, no chance of rain. It's going, so it looks like it's going to be, okay, partly sunny rest of the day. Okay. Sunny all day tomorrow with a high of 91. With that, I bid you adieu. See you tomorrow at noon for Bull City Hangout. Share the show out. I'll see you later. Ciao for now.